All right, buddy, we're live.
Okay, I'm looking for it right now.
Make sure they were actually going out.
Yeah.
How's everyone? I hope you're good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Exciting things are happening.
The sun is shining. It's warming up in Indiana.
It is.
So
that's good news for us.
That's right. Hopefully it is also warming up where you are. So we kind of just wanted to take a few minutes today and share some feedback that we've received. You know, we don't do this a lot. We probably should do this more.
We should do this
but
way more.
You know, since releasing Trial and Triumph in October, we've heard just a lot of people respond that they really loved it and how they found our content. And we get emails probably on close to a weekly basis from people around the world who have found us through YouTube, who found us through some other sources, and are sharing that they are just really excited about the information that we're sharing. So we wanted to take a few minutes to read some of that feedback, share some of these really touching notes that we get, because honestly, if you're donating to Appian Media, if you're a member of Appian Media, this is you. You're included with these thank you notes. So.
Yeah, and so we still get old school letters in the mail,
That's
which
great.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, more in my youth was very much a letter writer, and I know the intentionality that is involved when someone sits down and actually writes a letter. So thank you for these. Keep these coming. Those are awesome. We get emails. We get comments on YouTube. That is one of the blessings and cursings of my job is to manage the comments on YouTube. Yeah. By and large, they are incredibly positive, and I love hearing from people, especially on that platform, because they're dialing in from old school terminology. Sorry,
that's right.
They're commenting from all parts of the world, especially on YouTube. So yeah, we just want to read a few of these and let us know if this is encouraging to you guys, because we'll certainly do more.
We should do more.
Start off with.
Okay, I'll start off with one here, and then you can read. Yeah. I've got ones these are actually people who have donated, and with their donations, they sent a note. So this first one says, I recently viewed Trial and Triumph, and they go on to say, I'm very impressed with the sincerity and love that you have for the gospel truth, especially your efforts to help us understand the setting of the times. Yeah, push on and stay strong in those efforts. Great job. And they enclosed a check with that. But it's somebody who they saw Trial and Triumph, and they understood what we're trying to accomplish with that, and helping people to understand the setting that these biblical books are taking place in, the context of them. And so that was a note that was really special that I wanted to read. So yeah,
there's a similar response specifically relating to Trial and Triumph. We've got an individual here who's she has sent notes to us in the past, about following the Messiah and searching for a king. But she says, I've emailed you in the past about how much I love following the Messiah and searching for a king. Every night, I still watch Following the Messiah. She said that after watching the 2 series, she was thinking to herself how she wished we would do something on Revelation. Yeah. She says, then last night, I found the videos on YouTube about the 7 churches of Revelation. I want to start by saying how elated I was when I came across these videos. I was only able to watch one last night, but oh my goodness, I was in awe of that episode. Revelation is obviously a difficult book to comprehend, but when Jeremy explains things, it always clicks for me. She says, I can't begin to thank you all for what you do. And she comments, because we've heard this a lot, especially with Revelation, about how difficult things are right now. This is a message that is very helpful. I wouldn't necessarily say that times are more difficult than they've ever been in human history, but I will agree the message of Revelation is super encouraging.
It is.
And that seems to be what we're hearing from people like this.
Absolutely.
So
and
I love hearing from her. She's always encouraging.
What she's referring to, if you're not aware, of course you can watch the full documentary, which is 2 hours long, on YouTube now and on our app and on our website. But we've actually broken it up into smaller chapters where you could watch a 15-minute piece of the documentary and then come back and watch all. There's 14 chapters.
14 chapters.
Okay.
Yeah, and we do our best. You know, what's so cool about Trial and Triumph, tangent here a little bit, we go to the 7 churches,
right.
we go to the cities of the 7 churches, but we go all over the world in weaving that story of modern day Christianity together. So yeah, there are 14 distinct chapters, 14 distinct locations, actually. So maybe you don't have 2 hours to sit down and watch Trial and Triumph. Watch the first chapter.
Yeah.
And I think you'll enjoy that.
Okay, so this one actually is really touching. So yeah, excited to read this one. But somebody else who mailed us a check and put this note in there. It says, "You are doing a very, very, very good work. May God bless you in huge ways for all of your work. I just found out a few days ago that one of my best friends donates to your cause, and I just lost my husband in October to COVID. I wanted to use some extra funds to help you out too. Please keep up your great work in the Lord." When I got that, when I opened that, I just didn't even know what to say. I mean, those kinds of notes are really powerful for us because we sit here and we're working on this content and we put it out there and we hope that it lands on people's hearts in a big way. And then to hear from people that it has impacted them in a way like that it's just beyond me. And I'm so thankful for this person writing to us and letting us know, because it doesn't matter if the donation is $1 or $10,000 or whatever it is. It still means a lot that people are willing to give of their means to see this work continue.
Yeah. And I tell you what, when I hear that we get letters in our P.O. box, and that's on our website, so if you want to send us letters, by all means, it doesn't need to have a check
That's right.
along with it. I want to know what was in the letter, because we so appreciate hearing from people. It's the pro and con of the means of distribution that we have for this. Right. It's out on the internet for everyone to enjoy, which means tens of thousands of people enjoy it every month that we don't ever hear from. Yeah. We aren't sitting in the theater enjoying it with them. So when we do hear from real people saying, "Hey, this is how it was helpful to me," or just keep doing the work that you're doing, that is more powerful than I think you all probably realize. Yeah. So keep those coming.
Right.
This one, and we love hearing things like this. This one says, "I have just finished watching Following the Messiah and Searching for a King. It's worth noting this was just a few weeks ago. So people are still finding our original content for the first time." She says, "I just finished watching Following the Messiah and Searching for a King. These video series were an amazing experience. And for the first time, I feel as though the Bible came alive for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you." You and I, we know the Bible is alive, right? It's living and it's active, and it's the thing that's doing the work. But when we can, offer a tool to help spark that interest again in the Word, to get people excited and to read the text with maybe new eyes, man, I love hearing stuff like that.
I do, and you mentioned if Following the Messiah, that's almost a 5 or 6 year old documentary. Right. It's still relevant. It's still out there. It's still fresh, and there are still people who are finding it, and it's new to them. And it's always going to have a place as people are studying the Bible. And that's what is really exciting, is that we're always hearing from people who are finding this content for the first time. And we get reports. We get reports from distributors and from people who have this content on there. And there's still thousands and thousands of views on content that we've produced several years ago. So it doesn't go away. I know we live in a world with social media and with instantaneous things that it seems like the shelf life on them it's here today and it's gone tomorrow.
Right.
And this content is not that way. It's here and it's created, and sure, it lives on these platforms, and it sees spikes and dips in terms of viewership, but it's still there, and we still find people are finding it, and that's so exciting. And yeah, I agree. The idea of it coming alive, I love it. It makes me think back to a comment that I had from a high school student, like during our first premiere, when they said, you made the Bible cool again, and like what it tells me is it moves the Bible in this person's mind from one place to another place in their mind, whether it's cool again or it came alive to them. It was over here in their minds, but now with the help of these videos, they put it in this other place, and it's a positive place.
Right.
It's alive. It's cool.
Right.
It's,
because it's not like we've done anything to alter the Word. The Word has always been living. The Word has always been cool.
Yeah.
But what we hope the content does, whether it's our videos or our workbooks or our podcasts, is it, like you said, it moves the consistent Word into a different bucket in their mind. Oh, maybe I will put this right along next to the things that I'm super passionate about and I think are cool.
Absolutely. That's, I think, a huge part of it. So, all right, you got one more?
So, so I've got one more. And look, we don't always get, your stuff is amazing, just keep doing exactly what you... Sometimes there are suggestions, and we appreciate those too.
Absolutely.
And so this one has a little bit of both, and I appreciate it. It says, I've been using the new Bible study without borders on Ephesians. If you haven't checked that out, plug for that. Jeremy and Justin do an outstanding job on this. They go through the book of Ephesians. It's on the app. It's on the website. Anyway, we've been using Bible study without borders on Ephesians as part of our Wednesday night home Bible study. They are very well done, and I like the interaction and discussion between both of you. So she's referring to Jeremy and Justin.
Okay.
She does say, but I do miss the closing prayer that you always did at the end of the Bible study without borders on the Sermon on the Mount. And also the family prayer that Justin did at the end of his studies on Proverbs, which is one of our Listen My Children podcasts. Right?
Which I guess is kind of a video series in itself.
Right. So, just a thought. That's what they say. That, Jeremy, Justin, they grew accustomed, our viewers grew accustomed to you guys saying a prayer at the end. And we will, seriously, as we create new content, we never want to say, this is the model, this is the pattern, and we are just going to keep doing the same thing. We want to hear from you all. What was helpful to you? What wasn't? How can we make it better?
That's right.
Lord willing, there will be more Bible Study Without Borders as we, talk about what's coming up next. That's helpful to know.
That is very helpful to know. And for this person, it sounds like, and I know for others, they were using this content for a Bible study. We've obviously had a lot going on the past year. Even recently, I feel like we were talking about Bible Study Without Borders when it was when there was this huge snowstorm and people were not going to be able to get out to it.
Right.
So it was a tool that helped facilitate people to study their Bible wherever they were. And whether that's following the Messiah, searching for a king, trial and triumph, or Bible Study Without Borders, which is kind of more in that vein, people were finding ways to use it for their Bible study. And so this person really appreciated having that as an option on Wednesday night when they maybe couldn't get out to a Bible study with their church. So
that's right.
I just love hearing that. I do. I love hearing that people are using these tools to study the Bible in a deeper way, and not just we appreciate people who sit back and watch it with a tub of popcorn and say that's a really good piece of content, but we really want people to dig deeper into their Bible with this content.
Yeah, that's the plan. So guys, we have tons more of this. We will have to do this again because this just brings a smile to my face. And I hope it's encouraging for you all, especially for those of you who are supporting this work.
Yes.
We want you to know that this is having an impact on people. And your donations, your support of this is helping us reach people all over the world. Right. Not with our message, because I don't care what you think.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't care. It's we are being allowed to get the gospel into people's hands all over the world.
And I think as Appian continues to move forward, it's going to be even more focused on that. We want to hear from people. We want to help get the word out and get tools into people's hands. It's the reason why in October, when we announced Trial and Triumph, we announced the Pay It Forward model, where new members will actually help give workbooks away to people who can't afford workbooks. It's like we aren't trying to make profits off of any of this. We're trying to get this out there as much as possible and find other people who want to help share that faster and further than even we can do by ourselves. And like Craig said, it's not about us.
Right.
It's about the word, and it's about getting the word out there.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's such a powerful thing. And everybody who has donated, everybody who has become a member, honestly, even people who have shared this with their families and friends or on Facebook or on YouTube or whatever, you've helped get the word out.
Absolutely.
And we need more of that.
Absolutely. It should be, I want to point out that Pay It Forward model in October, and we could dive into this more, I think maybe in future videos, but those efforts have now brought how many books over to Zimbabwe?
Yeah,
For children, 35.
We shipped 35 books to Zimbabwe, Africa, for a group of children over there. Lessons from the Land workbooks.
Yeah. And those were all paid for
Right.
because of new memberships.
Yeah.
So those who've chosen to donate any amount month to month, we take a portion of those new memberships towards shipping workbooks for free. So this group over in Zimbabwe, and they sent us back video.
They did. We'll share that.
So
at some
awesome. We will
point.
share that soon.
Yes.
Of kids flipping through those pages.
Yeah.
Many of them, the children over there, a lot of them do speak English, so they can read English and are able to enjoy it. Dude, there was dust in the room for sure when I was watching that video.
Yeah, I mean, that and the hundreds of workbooks that we did for Sacred Selections families.
Absolutely.
That was all because of donations that came
That's right.
through. So the idea is, when you give to Appian Media, the money isn't going to line the pockets of anybody. It's going to get the word out there.
Right.
It's going to make more videos. It's going to get more workbooks into more hands. So that way people can do exactly the comments that we're hearing, which
That's
is engage with the Bible and make it alive for them and make it exciting for them and really help them be passionate about their Bible study.
So if someone were to start a new membership or send a one-time donation or purchase product, what would they be paying for coming up? What kinds of things would their money be going towards?
Oh man, yeah, so our team met yesterday, actually. We had a nice long Zoom call to discuss what is next for Appian Media. And we came up with a project, and we are, as of today actually, I was sending emails off today to folks saying, hey, we're starting to work on this. I don't know, are we ready to
we teased it.
Yeah, we
did.
That's right.
For the nerds amongst us, and I put myself in that category because I was the one who put this piece of social media content together.
That's right.
We may have released a clue.
Is it on Facebook?
It's on Facebook and our Instagram account.
Facebook and Instagram. If you're not following us there, go do that.
You're gonna need to have some Star Wars knowledge, right? And it's fine to go Google the meme, right? I had to explain it to Stuart. You didn't. Okay.
I like Star Wars.
And I knew when I released this that I had at least 3 friends who I was like, if anyone's going to be able to at least extrapolate part of this clue, it's going to be one of these 3 guys, and wouldn't you know it?
It was it.
So, what does it mean? We'll be revealing some more of these, maybe in Star Wars fashion.
Oh boy, yeah, in the coming weeks for sure. As we get into spring and as we get closer and closer, we're going to be revealing what we're up to. But it's big. It's really big, and it's really exciting. And even just our conversation yesterday, the discussion and the potential for some of the stories and themes that we can take from this particular study were just really exciting.
And what we have realized over the past 2 main projects that we've done is one trip allows us to create content for multiple things.
Oh, yeah.
So we are talking about one major production for this year, but it's actually going to produce enough content for two separate releases.
That's right.
And so I need to stop talking before I accidentally.
Well, we are going to drop it
too much.
slip, but then the people who are watching will be like, "Yes, I have insider information." So,
that's right.
but go over and look at Facebook and look at Craig's cute meme.
It's cute. I thought it was fairly epic.
It was really epic.
I felt. I mean, I had to share it to Barry first. He's more of a Star Trek guy.
Okay.
But he at least he understood it and appreciated it.
I evidently referenced Lord of the Rings yesterday during our meeting in a poor way, and I was getting some head shakes. So
let's not end this thing on a downer.
I know we should.
That's all right. Actually, no. That means I think probably the next clue needs to be Lord of the Rings based. So stay tuned for that. It'll be amazing.
Okay. Well,
we're going to Mordor. Actually, I didn't know.
New Zealand was not in the Bible.
We will work that in some future project. Thank you guys for your notes of encouragement. Thank you all who are continuing to support the work. We have received some very generous donations in the last 2 months from people who believe in the work, and we haven't even announced to them what the next project will be, and they didn't even seem concerned. They just said, here's to the work. Here's to the work. Thank you for that. Wow. We do know that when we announce our plans, with prayers and understanding if it's God's will, then it will happen. We are going to need a lot of your support and encouragement. So we're asking you for prayers already.
Yes.
Some wheels are turning, but this is the period of time where we need the most encouragement and prayers and wisdom.
Yes, for sure. So
stay tuned for that.
That's right. Well, thank you all, and we'll do these more often.
Yeah,
or at least get together and chat. So
that's right.
We need that.